And we are back on the old topic of software piracy. Let's get one thing straight, you never own the software, you purchase a right to use the software, which is called a license. Licenses come in different flavors, but ultimately the license is linked to a specific person or company. Anything other than compliant usage by the licensee constitutes license non-compliance. So what is non-compliant usage? You're using a non-commercial license like an academic or research license for commercial use. Or you're using your license outside the country where you bought it. There are special types of licenses that allow for this, but typically people do not buy them or even tell us that this is what they want to do. Or you crack or circumvent the licensing mechanism to gain access to the software without paying for it. Please note that simply trying to circumvent the mechanism constitutes cracking even if you are unsuccessful. Also note that if you purchase and then use a cracked license, you are also committing an offense and are legally liable. Licenses for CAD software are often deemed expensive. If you're paying $350 for a CAD system, you better believe it's cracked and your neck is on the line. You should be purchasing these licenses from reputable, registered, official resellers of the software, not some rando off Facebook or Gumtree. Also, you can't resell your license. It's not a tradable item. It's a license, and it's not yours to sell, only yours to use. You pay for what you have access to, not for what you use. It's like renting a car. You can't say, the car has 4 seats, but I only used 1, so therefore I should pay less. It's the same. The software comes with all of these functions. That is what you pay for. If you only want to make a block with a hole, well, that's just great, cupcake, but when you pirate the software, by default you've unlocked all the features, and so now you're liable for all of it, not just the block and hole you made. Piracy is a crime and you don't have to do it. You have options. What options have you got instead of piracy? Well, licenses are more accessible than ever before. You have the option to purchase via CapEx mechanism using primary license charge licenses, and you have the option to rent a license, so OpEx expense, called a term or subscription license, for a period of 3 months or 12 months or multiples thereof. AmpCAD CAM Solutions, your favorite reseller, also offers the ability to pay monthly on a contract basis, similar to a cell phone contract. This frees up your cash flow and becomes a monthly expense. So what happens when you get caught pirating? And you will get caught. At some point in some way you will get caught. It's just a matter of time. Software development is a fast-moving world, and protecting intellectual property is a big deal for software developers. So while the technology to detect piracy is already very good, it's going to get even better. That means catching pirates will become even more commonplace. First, you'll get a lawyer's letter informing you that you've been caught and you must cease and desist the pirating immediately, and that you're liable to pay reparations, and DASO or one of its representatives, a reseller like us, will be contacting you shortly. This is all in line with local South African and international law regarding cybercrimes and copyright transgressions. It's not the most ideal way to start a relationship with a software OEM or its resellers, but there you go. Then you'll get either a call or an email from the License Compliance Department at DASO to follow up on the letter and inform you of what you owe. This is based on which products from the portfolio you've pirated. They will assign your case to a reseller to handle the transaction, which is called a regularization. If you decide to fight the case for whatever reason, you could find yourself at the wrong end of a legal case and in court. If you lose, and that's very likely since the evidence is pretty much irrefutable typically, you'll find yourself with a criminal record for copyright infringement and/or software piracy, and you could end up in jail for up to 15 years. Maybe paying for the software monthly is something better than going to court and possibly jail. You also can't use the argument that you purchased the software legally when it didn't come from an authorized reseller. Don't be doof. Oh, and if it wasn't you but someone connecting to your network, well, As company owner, you're still liable and you should have had an ironclad IT policy in place. One that every employee and guest onto your network signs with the basic understanding of, you get caught pirating, you pay. Simple. So reach out to us to understand your options before you get caught. We can help you get SolidWorks legally and easily and on a monthly payment scheme that's much easier to manage.